Hey guys, it's Jenny Silver, and today I have a California EDD update on most of the major issues that we are seeing with California unemployment claims this week. Doing a longer video on Friday that recounts all of these issues, as exhausting as it is to film, helps me to keep you guys updated because many of you are experiencing more than one issue on your claims. And as these issues continue to compound on one another, I want you to have one centralized video that answers the most frequently asked questions and issues from this week. And before I get into it, I want to send you over with a recommendation to another channel here on YouTube. While my channel does provide stimulus updates in addition to California EDD and business related content, I want to refer you over to a channel that I think is doing a really great job providing daily stimulus updates in a just the facts, non-inflammatory, non-clickbait manner. If you're looking for more in-depth stimulus reporting on a daily basis, I want you to hop over to Max Maher's channel on YouTube. Max Maher does a great job at delivering just the facts and does daily stimulus updates, and I think that if you enjoy my channel, you will also really enjoy his content as well. First off, you guys, let's talk about new information just released today. California EDD has released a statement in their press release today, February 26th, stating that Phase 2 claimants have begun to be paid out for some claims. Now, Phase 2 is the second group of claimants that are having the 11-week extension applied to their claims. Phase 2 are individuals that had a $0 claim balance at the end of the CARES Act when it expired in December. So if you had a $0 balance and you have been waiting to certify up until this point, you are in Phase 2. The EDD previously stated in a press release, as well as notifications sent to UI Online to Phase 2 claimants, that Phase 2 would receive the extension by March 7th and be able to certify by March 7th. Today, many subscribers have reported to me that they were able to certify, that they checked their UI Online and that they had been granted the extension and they were finally able to actually certify. In a press release today, the EDD confirms this, that they have begun to roll out those Phase 2 extensions and that some claimants, not all, but some claimants have received this extension applied to their claims and are able to certify. So you guys, if you are in Phase 2, go to UI Online and check your account. This doesn't mean that all claims will be able to certify today because they must continue the process of updating each and every claim. But for some of you, you may see the ability to certify come out today or moving forward. So continue to keep checking your UI Online account up until March 7th. But we now know that they're starting to deliver this. So continue to check on a daily basis if you are waiting for that extension. Next, let's talk about the extension for those of you that are seeing a $0 balance and are noted as having received your maximum benefits paid. If you have used up all of your claim balance and you've reached a $0 balance but have not yet received the new 11-week extension, you will see maximum benefits paid noted on your account. Typically, within about 1 week, the EDD will send you out a notification in UI Online letting you know that you have been awarded an 11-week extension. Unfortunately, the EDD has been sending out an old message from the 13-week PEUC extension, which is no longer available. However, for many claimants, they are receiving a notification that states 13 weeks instead of 11. If you're seeing a notification stating that you have received a 13-week extension, that is incorrect. The new stimulus bill granted an up to 11-week extension, not 13 weeks. So that is an old default letter that has been sent out automatically. Please note that it will be up to 11 weeks, with the end date being 4/10 under current legislation. Now, once you receive a notification that the EDD has awarded you the extension, in about a week's time after receiving that notification, you will be able to certify. Let's talk about those of you that are seeing pending on your certifications. If you're seeing pending on your certifications, this continues to be a problem that primarily is being triggered by the stop payment alerts that have been switched back on in the EDD's internal system. A stop payment alert tells the EDD that you might be a fraudulent claim or a claim that is not entitled to actually receive benefits. This can be triggered in their system on a number of different ways. Number one that seems to be triggering this in the system is how people are answering their biweekly certification. Even if the EDD has told you that you may answer this way, if you answer that you are not available for full-time work, or if you answer that you are not looking for work, it can trigger this stop payment alert in their system and you can be stuck in pending. In addition to that, a stop payment alert can also be triggered if there are eligibility questions about your claim. The EDD may need to conduct a phone interview with you in order to clear that alert and get you from pending to paid. In addition to that, your claim could be stuck in pending because you are awaiting an ID verification. Now, if you're awaiting an ID verification, the EDD originally a while back stated it could take up to 30 days, but in last week's press release, they stated that it would take 7 to 10 days after you verify your ID with ID.me. Now, if you are verifying using DocuSign, it can take up to 8 weeks. For those of you undergoing an ID verification and you are seeing pending, I want you to first make sure that you have in fact completed the ID verification process. I've had many subscribers who didn't know why they were still pending after submitting ID verification, and when I gave them feedback in the comments, they in fact realized that they did not complete the ID verification process. If your claim is stuck in pending and you have had to undergo an ID verification, I want you to first make sure that the ID verification has actually been submitted properly. If you're using ID.me, that means that you will receive an immediate confirmation from ID.me once you complete these steps required. If you did not receive an email confirmation from ID.me, that means that you did not complete the process with them. The one step that most miss in the ID verification process is that once ID.me scans your ID document and does a video selfie scan of your face, it tells you you have completed this step, now return to a browser. Many people miss this last step where they must then return to their computer browser or their browser within their phone and complete a series of personal detail questions. Make sure that you have completed the process. If not, you could be stuck in pending due to an incomplete ID verification. So I want you guys to double check that. If you have completed the process properly, you can be stuck in pending due to the EDD needing to apply that verification to your claim. They have stated in last week's press release that it can take 7 to 10 days after they receive the ID verification for them to apply it to your claim. Previously, they stated up to 30 days. So if it does take longer than 7 to 10 days, I would now advise that you call into customer service to check. Claims can also be stuck in pending if you're a brand new claim. If you're a brand new claim or a claim that had to reapply because you reached the end of your benefit year, you could be stuck in pending because once you apply, there is an initial review process where the EDD processes your application. Once they have approved you for your new claim, then your first round of payments are usually stuck in pending for up to 2 weeks. During this point in time, it's normal to be pending for 2 weeks. Once you see that they have moved to paid, then that means that they have dispersed your payment. If you're a brand new account that has never received an EDD debit card, then you would receive your EDD debit card within 7 to 10 days after seeing paid. Now, if you are not pending for a reason that requires you to wait, such as awaiting an ID verification to be applied, then if you are stuck in pending, you should call in to customer service. Claims that are stuck in pending may need to speak to an EDD customer service rep in order to have that pending hold or that stop payment alert lifted from their claims. In many cases, the EDD may not reach out to you directly, or if they do, it may not be for several more weeks. If you are stuck in pending, call in to customer service. If you are stuck in pending for a reason that doesn't require you to wait, call in to customer service. Next, let's talk about claims that are seeing not paid and disqualified. Now, if you have reached the end of your benefit year on a traditional unemployment claim, you were an employee and you have collected benefits for a full 12 months after your claim start date, which you can check in UI Online, count 12 months after that claim start date. If you have reached the end of your benefit year, then the EDD wants you to reapply for a new claim. Claims that are at the end of their benefit year are sometimes populated with certifications and told to certify, but those certifications will be marked as pending and eventually moved to not paid because you need to reapply for a new claim. Next, let's talk about the reopen claim button. This button is still a problem. If you are a PUA or PEUC claim that had a balance at the end of the CARES Act, the reopen claim button is a glitch on your account, unless you haven't been collecting, you haven't been certifying for over 30 days, and you do in fact need to reopen your claim. Perhaps you went back to work, you didn't certify for a period of time, and now you do need to reopen your claim. But for all other individuals that are seeing the reopen claim button, the EDD has reported quite a while ago that this was in fact a glitch and that claimants are not to click it. If you click the reopen claim button, it will cause a gap in your certification weeks. The EDD stated that you could wait and this would eventually clear itself. But many claimants are not having it clear itself, and many claimants are experiencing it come back a second or third time. The best thing to do is to call into customer service, and the rep should be able to clear it over the phone and allow you to certify right away. If you clicked on the reopen claim button, that will most likely mean that you have a gap in your certifications where you are missing weeks. In that case, you will want to call into customer service and let them know that you are missing those weeks, and they will be able to send you the certifications for those weeks. Alternatively, you can send a message through UI Online or Ask EDD, but using those methods means that you will be waiting for a customer service rep to get back to you, which some report has been successful and others report it takes quite a great deal of time or they never hear back. So calling into customer service still seems to be the most effective way to fix that problem. Next, let's talk about those of you that have experienced a decrease in your claim balance and a decrease in your weekly benefit award amount. Now, this specific issue applies to claims that were traditional unemployment claims. You were a W-2 employee earning income prior to being unemployed. On a traditional unemployment claim, once that claim ran out, you would then go on to a old 13-week PUC extension. Once that extension ran out, if you were denied the Fed Ed extension because you did not qualify, then you would have been switched over to a PUA claim used as an extension. Due to the federal legislation in the most recent stimulus bill back in December, the EDD is required to switch you from that PUA claim that you're using as an extension back over to a traditional unemployment claim with the PEUC extension that is newly expanded. Now, because they are moving you from PUA over to PEUC, you might see a difference in your claim balance caused by a change in your weekly benefit award amount from being switched between the two different types of claims. The EDD noted this in last week's press release. Next, let's talk about those of you that are seeing a gap in your certifications, or you certified and they were stuck in pending or marked as not paid or disqualified, and then you were allowed to certify but did not collect all of the remaining weeks back from December 27th that you were missing. Now, if you're migrated over to a different type of claim, there is a problem that many are reporting, which is when they were migrated over, the certifications that they completed on their old claim were stuck in pending or marked as not paid. And the certifications on their new claim were not backdated all the way up until December 27th when their claim had stopped collecting. Now, if you are noticing a gap in your certifications, you'll want to call into customer service and let them know that you are seeing this gap, and they should be able to fix it for you over the phone. Alternatively, you can submit a UI Online message or an Ask EDD message if you want to wait for their reply there. Next, let's talk about those of you that are asking tax-related questions with regards to your unemployment benefits. The EDD has received an extension from the IRS on sending out your 1099-G 1099G tax form. If you have not received your 1099G tax form, the EDD technically has a few days left to get these sent out to you. Look in UI online if you opted to have it directly sent to you there, but many others are seeing it populated online even if they didn't request it. In addition to that, if you are not one that is seeing yours online, it will be mailed to you in a paper copy. 1099G is the form that you will use to enter in your unemployment benefits on your income tax return. Your unemployment benefits are taxable. They are taxable on the federal level, but not the state level. If you opted to have federal income taxes withheld from your EDD payout, then you would have had your weekly benefit award amount taxes withheld, but not the federal boost taxes withheld. $300 boost and the $600 boost have not had taxes withheld, even if you checked that box. What about the proposal to have $10,200 worth of unemployment benefits be marked as not taxable? Well, that was a proposed bill in the Senate. It was a proposed standalone bill, not a part of the current stimulus package that is undergoing budget reconciliation. This standalone bill is currently not progressing. There is no new developments with that. Next, let's talk about if unemployment benefits are included in your AGI, or adjusted gross income. Many of you are trying to figure out if you qualify for the Cal EITC credit, the Earned Income Tax Credit in the state of California, because we have that additional $600 stimulus payment that will be awarded to those that claim a Cal EITC, in addition to some other requirements. You can click on one of my Golden State stimulus videos that I have linked down below for more information on that program. But for the sake of AGI, unemployment benefits are included in that. So unemployment benefits are not earned income. They will not help you to get up above that threshold of needing to have some kind of earned income to qualify for the Cal EITC. So they don't count there, but they do factor into your AGI, your adjusted gross income. Your adjusted gross income is your total income in all forms minus deductions. So if you're looking at that $30,000 cap for your tax return, having an AGI of $30,000 or less in order to qualify for the Cal EITC and that Golden State stimulus of $600, your unemployment benefits do factor into that amount. Next, let's talk about the MEUC boost, the mixed earners boost. If you had $5,000 or more worth of self-employment income and it was not factored into your unemployment weekly benefit award amount because you qualified for a traditional unemployment claim because you had W-2 wages, so all of that self-employment income was ignored, then according to the December stimulus bill, you may qualify for an MEUC boost of $100 extra per week. Now, California EDD stated that they would be taking advantage of this program because it is optional. However, they have not yet to this day released any form of details on it. Now, they will require you to apply for this and submit documentation of your self-employment income, but as of today, there is no additional information on this and the program is not yet up and running. Next, let's talk about overpayments. Many of you have begun to receive a letter in the mail stating that you are required to pay back some of your unemployment benefits due to various reasons. Now, if you receive an overpayment notice, make sure that you comply with what it asks. Now, California EDD has stated that they will be taking advantage of the option to waive overpayments for some claims according to each specific scenario if the claimant was non-fraudulent and if they qualify. But they do not have those overpayment waiver details up and running yet. So unfortunately, there is still no new information on that. Let's talk about calling into customer service. I have 2 videos that I want you to click over and view if you cannot call into customer service. The most helpful and way that will most likely get you through the fastest is the video where I test 2 tricks to call into customer service. If you cannot get through to customer service, try both of these. You may need to try them several times in order to get them to work. In addition to that, if you are calling the regular phone line, 1-800-300-5616, menu options 1, 2, and 4 still seem to be the fastest way to get through that phone line. In addition to that, if you speak Spanish, opt for the Spanish orange line, as that line seems to be less popular, resulting in a faster wait time. Next, let's talk about the end of pandemic unemployment provisions from the last December stimulus bill. Currently, we have an extension of pandemic unemployment provisions up through March 13th. March 13th is the last date that $300 boost to unemployment will be applied to claims. It is also the last date for new claims. Now, claims with a remaining balance after March 13th can continue to collect their payouts through. Now, claims with a remaining balance after that March 13th date can continue to collect up until claim week ending April 10th. We do not have another stimulus bill that has been passed that would extend unemployment benefits. What we do have is a proposed stimulus bill in the form of budget reconciliation, which is undergoing a vote with the House of Representatives today. At the time of filming this video, the House of Representatives has not yet voted on the budget reconciliation. But that budget reconciliation contains in it an extension for PEUC, the extension for regular unemployment claims, and PUA up until August 29th. So if passed, both types of claims, PEUC and PUA, would be extended up until August 29th. In addition to that, there would be a $400 boost to unemployment benefits up until August 29th. Now, the $400 boost to unemployment would not be retroactive. It would start when the most recent stimulus bill ends, March 14th and onwards. Next, I want to go over a few situations on the certifications that could be resulting in getting your claim stuck in pending mode. Is there any reason that you could not have accepted full-time work? The answer the EDD wants to see here is no. Now, many of you are home with children due to school closures or childcare closures or other COVID-related reasons. Answering yes here may be acceptable for your claim, and you may wish to answer yes, but the EDD may put a stop payment alert on your claim and require you to do a phone interview because the answer that their system wants to see is no. They want to see that no, there was not any reason that you could not have accepted full-time work. So how do you justify putting a no here to make sure that is true and correct for your situation? Well, if you're an individual who is required to stay home to do some form of distance learning or care for a COVID-related reason, technically, you would be able to look for and accept a full-time work from home position. Now, as a parent of young children, I understand how ridiculous that sounds, but technically, that is your loophole to still look for, apply for work, and be able to accept full-time work. Next, did you look for work? Next, did you look for work? The EDD may have told you in your claim that you do not have to look for work. You can answer no to this. However, answering no may trigger a stop payment alert on your claim, and you may have to do so. It is still safest to answer yes, that you did look for work, and then look for work to back up your claim. Okay, you guys, I hope that was helpful. Please click like, subscribe, and leave me a comment.